You're listening to Fridays with Abbot Tryphon on the Dad Devotionals Network. Abbot Tryphon is the igumen of All Merciful Savior Monastery in Vashon Island, Washington. He's also the author of The Morning Offering, a collection of his reflections on faith and contemporary life for each day of the year. Learn more at AbbotTryphon.com.
We glorify thee, we give thanks unto thee for thy great glory.
Hey guys, did you know that Abbot Tryphon and the monks at All Merciful Savior Monastery make their own coffee? It's true. They actually have a variety, in fact, including Abbot's Choice, Byzantium, Christmas, Decaf, and the Promise Blend. They also have other items like mugs, prayer ropes, and soaps for sale as well. You can check it all out at vashonmonks.com and click on the Our Online Store tab. That's vashonmonks.com. Now let's go to Abbot Tryphon.
The forest that is the church. Growing up in northern Idaho, I was surrounded by mountains and forests. I don't remember a time when forest did not tug at my heart and fill my imagination with thoughts of adventure. As a small child, my parents took my brother Dwayne and me on annual camping trips to a state park on the far northeast side of Lake Pend Oreille in northern Idaho. There, my dad would make us small toy canoes, complete with sails, out of birch bark. This state park is virtually unchanged since that time, and I try to visit the campground every summer when I go bass fishing with my brother. As a high school student, I regularly went hiking in the mountains around Sandpoint, Idaho, together with my best friend, now a professor of theology and philosophy in Scotland. Jim and I would climb to the highest point of a given mountain and pray together. We could understand the prophet Moses meeting God on Mount Sinai, for we too felt the presence of God on the mountain. To this day, I feel closer to God when hiking in a forest, and the grandeur of the mountains that surround the Puget Sound inspires me and lifts up my soul. When we first cleared the land to build the monastery, we cut down as few trees as possible, desiring as we did to have the buildings appear as though they were being cupped like a small kitten in the hands of God. We even named our forest after Saint Seraphim of Sarov, who himself sought solitude in a forest. Our forest not only provides that needed solitude, but gives us oxygen, allowing us to breathe. Like the forests throughout the whole world, ours provides good air to breathe and fills our lungs with the sweet odor that only a forest can provide. Is it any wonder I consider myself a conservationist? Monks have always had a special place in their hearts for forests. Coptic and Ethiopian monks have been known to plant trees on desert mountains, whereupon monasteries have been built and called these places holy forests. Russian monks sought their solitude in the northern Thebaid, forest that became their desert. For me, forests and mountains have always been associated with prayer. My first chapel was at the end of a hidden trail in a forest that was just a short walk down the beach from our home on Pend Oreille Lake. I'd constructed a small altar out of redwood, or rather driftwood, and I nailed a cross made out of tree branches on a tree behind the altar. When in college, my first encounter with an icon took place during the very summer I had visited the redwood forest in Northern California for the first time. Our temples are like forests in many ways. When we enter into an Orthodox temple, we are encompassed in the living presence of God, and our spiritual lungs are filled. It is oxygen for the soul that we breathe in, and the forest that surrounds us is none other than the cloud of witnesses, the saints, who join us in worship before the throne of God. The oxygen we breathe in is God's grace that flows out to all who would seek the safety and sanctuary that awaits us in God's holy temple.
You've been listening to Fridays with Abbot Tryphon on the Dad Devotionals Network. To hear more from the Abbot, head over to daddevotionals.com/Abbot Tryphon and follow his blog at AbbotTryphon.com. You can also connect with him at Facebook.com/Abbot Tryphon. Until next time, God bless.